Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative and engaging hour discussing everything you need to know about the world of real estate. Your host, Joe Kuchera, provides you with insight and guidance on how to buy, sell, finance, and invest in real estate. He also offers real estate tax management strategies, new construction advice, home improvement tips, and much, much more. And now, to guide you around the world of real estate, here's your host and Real Estate Radio Live team leader, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome in. Good afternoon. Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to us. Today, there's a couple different ways before we get started and I introduce my guests. You could listen to us. Just a reminder, that is on the radio at KDOW 1220 AM. That's just one way. The other way is to go online at kdow.biz. So if you're anywhere and you could access the internet at this time of the day, 3 to 4, you could go to kdow.biz and just click on the button that says Listen Live. Or you could also stream live on Facebook like we are now and watch the show. Give us some questions. If you have any questions for me or my guest, you could do that a couple different ways. I'll get to that. And lastly, make sure you download the podcast because everybody's busy, a lot of stuff going on, and if you don't get a chance to listen to the live show, you could always listen to the podcast. If you go to iTunes and just type in Real Estate Radio Live, you could download the podcast, or you can go to our website, reradiolive.com. A couple things, again, before we get started. If you have any questions during the live show, the number to call is 1-800-516-1220. That's during the live show. If you're listening to this via podcast, you want to reach us, that's 408-838-9060. You could either call or text that as well. All right, a little bit of a different shift today. Before I introduce my guests, we're going to be talking swimming pools today and much, much more, and getting some more detailed information about that with my guests. Before I do that, though, some information I want to pass along. So there's a client that wanted me to mention they are wanting to sell their home. They don't want to go the traditional route of putting it on the MLS at this point. So he asked me, hey, Joe, talk a little bit about it on the radio. I'm going to give some specific, not some real specific information on it. But for those that are watching, tuning in, interested, whether you're a consumer out there and you're interested in the potential property in Los Gatos, or maybe a real estate agent that has a serious buyer in this category, I can tell you it is in Los Gatos, and the zip code is 95032. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It is outdated, I should say. But it's a good lot, good-sized lot, 12,000 square feet, and the house is approximately 3,400 square feet. So good location, good place. It is dated, but if there's anyone out there that is interested, give me a call. You could call us on the air. You could text me. You could call, or you could email joe@reradiolive.com, or you could give us a call at 1-800-516-1220. I'll pass on that information privately on the side for those that might be interested. All right, let me introduce my guest, Mr. Justin Oliver with Action Pool and Spa. Good to have you here, Justin.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
So Justin's been doing our pool, servicing our pool for how long? 10-plus years?
Yeah,
Had to be, I guess.
Years,
yeah, 10 or 12 years. And as you know, the show is anything and everything real estate. So we've been trying to get Justin on for a while. A lot of people have pools. A lot of people want information about pools. It sounds pretty simplistic, but there's a lot about it in terms of servicing, equipment. You know, Justin and I were talking a little bit about, we're going to do that on air today, about the difference between chlorine and salt, you know, the myths, maybe the things that people don't know about, which I learned something already, and I'm sure you are too today. So we're going to talk a little bit about everything. If you have any questions for Justin during the show, maybe you have a pool, maybe you're thinking about getting a pool, maybe you have a pool or you have a pool service, you're not sure if you're getting the right service, or maybe you're having problems with the pool. I don't know. He's here to answer all those questions. So 1-800-516-1220. Before we get started, Justin, maybe you could give the listening audience just a minute or so about your background, and then kind of take us up through what you do kind of on a daily responsibility today with Action Pools.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in college, my dad started the swimming pool business, and he asked if I'd be interested in joining. I said, I don't think so. And I thought about it, and then when I came back, I joined them. And I came back from college, I joined them. It's a family-ran business. We've been around 18 years. My oldest son actually is now with us, so we have 3 generations, and we've been going 18 years. So it's been great, something I never thought I would do, and to be honest, I really enjoy it.
Isn't that funny how you hear that a lot? You have sometimes your parents or family members start a business, and then while you're growing up or you see them, you don't necessarily think that may not be for me. And then later on, you never know.
Right.
So things happen. So, well, again, these guys, Justin and the team has been helping us for, it's been at least 10 years, if not more, doing a fabulous job. There's a lot to it. When you have the investment of a pool, and especially, we had happened to buy this house with this beautiful pool in it already, and it's an investment. You have to make sure you take care of your investment. I mean, nothing worse you could imagine if you have this pool that, some of these pools cost $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 plus when you're talking about the spa. And if you don't take care of them or service them, not only problems for a long time, but to me, you're deteriorating the investment as well.
Right. No, you're absolutely
That's a big side of it. So tell us maybe a little bit about the general specifics about servicing a pool, a little bit about maybe your company, just a minute or so again about maybe the accounts you guys, not necessarily a number of accounts. I know you guys have a lot of accounts. You do commercial and residential as well, right?
Right.
Okay. And then maybe about the geographic areas. Do you guys work specifically in the Bay Area where you take jobs outside of, or do you have kind of a scope of area that you like to work?
Right. So basically, to answer your first question, what we do is, people look at the swimming pool industry as netting some leaves, dumping something, and leaving. And it actually gets a bad rap because a lot of guys won't show up on the right day. And, we hear it all the time that, do you pick up the phone? Do you call? Do you communicate? And, so it's more than that. There's so many things, like you said, that go into it to make sure it looks like the centerpiece of your backyard. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, I had my first house, I had a pool. The second one I didn't, I still have, but my first house I did. And I did what most people do, especially when you buy your first house, you want to conserve on money, save costs, be smart, and of course, so I did all that myself. So I remember what it was like trying to get the chemicals straight, and then, putting the samples in there, checking them, and then when something went bad, what happened? I don't know, maybe I didn't do something right. And then, so, yeah, if you could maybe take us through kind of when you show up on a typical job, the things that you guys kind of look at, check, and then make sure everything's kind of in balance, not only with, even the equipment, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the cleaners, the sweepers, those, just kind of take us through that process and how it all comes together.
Yeah, so we'll show up. If you have a dog, we'll feed the dog. We keep dog treats on us, and then we go through and we test the pool to make sure all your chemicals are balanced. Mm-hmm. We'll dump the skimmers, the pool sweep, and then we look at water level. That's a big deal.
Okay.
If the water is too low in the skimmer, it's going to cause algae. You could add as much chlorine or salt as you want. However, if the water is not flowing, it's not pulling the pump. It's not going to filter all of your water in one cycle. You're going to run into problems. After we net it and brush it and clean the pool, then we move over to the equipment. Right, that's the heartbeat of the pool. We always try to explain that to people because it's things you don't want to see. It's the ugly part of the backyard, and they cover it. However, it's the important part. Yeah. So we'll go over and check the pump. Inside the pump is a pump pod basket. Leaves get in there, and if that gets packed, then it restricts flow. Anytime you have flow restriction, you're going to have problems with the pool. Okay.
So you look at the equipment as well. Now, do you guys service then, is it all encompassing with the hot tub as well? If someone has a hot tub, or is that just part of the natural progression of taking a look at that stuff and it's all pretty much the same?
Right.
When you do that?
Yeah. Hot tubs, there's portable hot tubs people have.
Okay.
There's ones like yourself that are connected to the pool, but they're actually two systems. They're different bodies of water. Okay. And then there's a lot of the pools with the same body of water. So what you're going to test in the pool is going to be the same in the hot tub.
Okay.
So
very good. And what about the equipment? So when you guys take a look at the equipment, obviously you're knowledgeable about equipment in general. So when you're looking at that equipment too, you're looking for potential things that could go wrong or are wrong, or maybe something's not firing properly. We had a situation a while back where you guys brought something to our attention a couple of years ago now, probably, but with the heater. Mm-hmm. So eventually we had to get someone out there and replace it. So you guys are looking for those things too, is that correct?
Right. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Potential problems, possible leaks. Sometimes you go back there, especially with the change in weather. You'll see a lot of pumps. The bearings will go, and you'll hear that. It's real loud.
Okay.
And then we bring it up to the customer. If we don't see you that day, either a text message. A lot of these customers we've had 18 years, so we'll either text message them or we'll send them an email and let them know. Some will be proactive and jump on it, or some will not believe you and then wait till it starts getting loud or there's a bigger problem, and then we'll address it. But yeah, I mean that's really the whole thing is, you hear about guys that just walk in and walk out.
Yeah. And
once you do it long enough, there is some truth to that, but there's so many checkpoints that you have to go through, and with weekly maintenance, it really helps to stay on top of it.
Okay. All right, we have about a minute or so left before our first break. I'm in studio today, and I'm talking to Justin Oliver. He's with Action Pool and Spa, doing a great job. They have a great company. It's been, is it 18-plus years now you guys have been doing this?
Going on 18 years, yeah.
18 years, and we're going to talk a little bit about more when I get back. Before, just a reminder again, I have a client that is interested in selling their home. It's in Los Gatos, 95032. It is a 3,400 square feet and approximately 12,000 square foot lot. Doesn't want to put it on the market. Interested in potentially anyone that's interested, a consumer that's interested, or maybe an agent's out there. You have a serious buyer. Check in, give me a call. You can call us on the show. Probably best just to call me or text me, 408-838-9060. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to discuss more about the pool service. We're going to come back and talk more about, actually I'm going to ask Justin the difference between the chlorine, the salt, and that whole evolution as well. 1-800-516-1220 if you have any calls for us during the show. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. We'll be back with you on the live portion in just a couple minutes.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
The world is changing, and so is real estate. It's changing in ways that give consumers more control with more affordable options. So what are your options? Hi, this is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. I've been on the air educating and informing consumers for over 7 years now. I'm excited to announce that there is now a more efficient and cost-effective way to buy and sell real estate. Our team at Real Estate Radio Live is launching a new program designed to help buyers or sellers like you in real estate, lending and title. That's right, we'll coordinate the entire transaction for you. So you benefit by working with the same team, saving time and saving money. We'll guarantee you'll not only be working with the most qualified, hand-picked experts in real estate, lending, and title, but you will also save a significant amount of money in all three services as well. Act now and benefit from changing the world of real estate. Call 408-838-9060. Go to RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome back in. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. We're with you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 3 to 4. Streaming live as we do every day on Facebook as long as we're in the studio. And you could also listen live online at KDOW.biz. Lastly, be sure to download the podcast. Today I have Mr. Justin Oliver. He is with Action Pools and Spas. We're talking about pools, spas, service, business. We're going to get more into detail. Just as you know, anything and everything real estate, that's what we do here. I'm talking a little bit about, I want to get the information out for a client that's interested in seeing if he could sell his home. He doesn't really want to put it on the MLS, which is strange, different, but that's his choice. And they want me to get a little information out for anybody who's listening to the podcast, listening to the show, the podcast, or tuning in. It's a house, single-family home in Los Gatos, 95032. It's a 3,400 square feet, approximately 12,000 square foot approximate lot. And if you're interested, if you're out there listening, check in. Give me a call, 408-838-9060. You could call or text if you're interested, or if you're an agent listening or you hear this and you have a serious client that may be serious about something in that area, give me a call, 408-838-9060. All All right, we're going to Justin back in. We're talking about pools, the service of them, how things are changing. Right now I want to talk a little bit about, Justin, the difference between chlorine and salt. You and I were chatting a little bit before we came on air, and my belief too, of people are going, oh yeah, Joe, you got to convert to salt, and of course, that sounds easier, right? So if you could take us through, first of all, the difference. You have kind of the traditional chlorine, and then now what people are talking a little bit about the salt instead. But if you could take us through and just explain it kind of 101, just as simple as you can in terms for people to understand how that works and the difference between them too.
Sure. We are seeing a lot more of this where, salt pools from builders are a lot more popular.
Uh-huh.
The one thing people don't understand is how much more expensive a salt pool is.
Mm-hmm.
I always say you can add whatever you want to any pool. I mean, if you want fountains, whatever it is, the problem is, bigger pools, bigger problems.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes that way with salt. Salt has its benefits. It's, you add a 50-pound bag of salt in, a lot of them, and then it goes through a salt cell and actually forms a gas form of chlorine that's coming back into the pool. The difference is it's not as direct.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is when the pool's calling for chlorine, then the cell engages, which is a nice feature. However, it's not a perfect science. When you heat pools in the summer, when everyone's using them, that's when chlorine isn't there.
Right.
And so remember, it's a salt cell, so it's got to generate. So if you have a lot of kids or you have a big pool party, right, it takes time to generate. So you'll see pools turn more cloudier, whatever it may be. And also what it does is it raises your pH levels. So your pH levels, every time you add the salt, right, you have to add a lot more acid. So we always get people that say, I'm just going to go to get a pool that's a salt cell pool.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it myself because I'm going to add the salt and walk away. The problem is, the gallon of acid has increased a bit since when we started. And there's just a lot more to it. And after about 5 years, the salt cells are bad. And by that point, usually customers go, let's just go back to...
It's not as easy as it sounds.
No, but there is benefits from it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of customers will say it's softer on your skin. You don't have that potent chlorine smell.
Okay.
However, it's just not as effective in the summertime, battling the algae and things like that.
Right. So it does seem, as we're talking, Justin, that, with technology, the evolution of technology, people adapting, I mean, there's so much to that. And I know every day you hear people talk about, of course, we're here in the Silicon Valley, so we're probably exposed to it a lot more. But it does seem like here we are. Is there anything in the horizon that you know of that could be taking over in a simpler, healthier, maybe form other than chlorine or salt? I mean, it seems like someone's got to be working on something, right? Someone's always working on something.
I know. I'm sure they are. It has changed with technology.
Okay.
We were discussing a little bit, just the controllers that you see kind of on your wall that dictate, you want to turn your spa on inside the house.
Okay.
Those are still around, but it's not much longer. We're putting in a lot of iPhone controllers, iPad controllers. So, let's say you leave your office today and you want your, hot tub on.
Right.
All you do is simply turn it on, and when you get home, it's already ready to go. The nice thing about that is we have access to a lot of our clients' pools. Now, why that's nice is, when the time changes, they're always saying, can you adjust the time? Instead of now driving and taking a trip to their house, we could just do it all off the phone.
Right.
There's also, those tab floaters that float around the swimming pools.
Right.
There's been a couple items out there that they've had a sensor in it, so you can actually look on your computer to see what the levels are at.
Oh, okay.
However, the calibration hasn't been very good on those. But you're right. I mean, everything's evolving, right? And it's happening so quickly that, I know for us in our business that we've got to think of different ways to keep up with it, So technology is definitely playing a big role. Energy efficient pumps is, a big deal now.
That's a big deal now, too.
So you don't have the older pumps that are, we always get the call on our PG&E call, then do you have a pool? It's that problem.
Yeah.
So now they make the 4-speed variable pumps, which actually gives you a lot of different options on how you want to operate your pool.
Okay. Is the probably, I'm guessing, the size of the pool and the water, the capacity and all that, but is there kind of a rule of thumb of how often? I know ours is on a timer, and I think one of the efficiency suggestions is to run it either late at night or earlier in the morning, I guess, for the energy efficiency part. Is there, on a system, does it run a couple hours a day, or does that depend on the size of the pool? How does that work?
Yeah, it really depends. Every pool is different. I always tell the customers each pool has their own personality.
Okay.
There's a pool on our route, for example, that they refuse to run it more than an hour a day.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, it stays pretty good.
Really?
Right? Where there's other pools that you can run 7-8 hours a day, and you still battle different issues with it. So a lot goes into, the hardness in the water. Usage obviously is a big one. Debris that falls into it.
Okay.
There's a lot of variables that play into that.
Right.
However, during the summertime, usually 7-8 hours you want your filter to run, just because that's when it's getting the most use. And heat kills chlorine, right?
Yeah,
we want to stay away from the algae, and then wintertime we scale back and drop the times to save the energy for the customer.
Very good. Well, I want to make sure, again, we're visiting today with Justin Oliver. He's with Action Pool and Spa. If you're out there listening to the show or the podcast later and you need someone, a pool service, you want to talk to them, maybe either you're not happy with your current service or you're questioning, anything. Are they doing a good job? Are they reasonable? Are they responsible? There's so much in this business, in every business. You want to be able to work with people you trust, and these are a great group of people you could trust. What if someone wanted to reach you, Justin? What's the best? Is the phone number, website? What's the best place for them to reach you if they're interested in working with you guys or they have questions for you?
Yeah, if you're interested in service or really just have some questions, you can call myself. That's Justin Oliver at 408-515-5314. Or you can email us at actionpoolman@gmail.com.
Great. And you may have answered, you guys do most of your business here in the general Bay Area. You don't really go outside of, like when I say outside, you do anything in the peninsula or in Santa Cruz, or you pretty much stay right here in the South Bay?
We've been fortunate. Our shop's right in Campbell, and we go from basically Willow Glen, Los Gatos, Montecito, Saratoga. However, we are looking to expand. We are looking, to get more into Almaden and, really all over. It's just got to make sense.
Yeah,
we've gotten calls that were all the way out at Milpitas, and, we want to help out. The problem is, on a business side, it doesn't make sense or whatnot.
Right.
So, we're willing to expand. We've been fortunate just to have everything within a 5-mile radius, really.
Yeah.
Which has been nice. But, really anywhere around the Bay Area.
Very good. All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about pools. If you have any questions out there for right now during the live show for Justin or me, 1-800-516-1220. Give us a call if you have any questions at all. Also, put the information out there. We're for a client. We're letting you know there's a home in Los Gatos that he's going to be putting up for sale, zip code 95032. It's a 3,400 square foot. It is dated. 12,000 square foot lot. If anybody's out there listening to the show here now or at the podcast, contact me 408-838-9060. Or if you're an agent, you might have a serious client, give me a call. Let me know. It's Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. We'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
Hi, this is Joe Kuchera, host of Real Estate Radio Live and Bay Area Mortgage Planner. In addition to being your home financing expert, please remember you could always contact me for other trusted advisors such as realtors, financial planners, and CPAs. Please feel free to contact me at 408-838-9060. That's 408-838-9060, or email joe at RERadiolive.com, or visit my website at RERadiolive.com for more details.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome back in. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live, sitting here in studio with Justin Oliver. He's with Action Pool and Spa. We're talking about pools service, the evolution, what's changing, saltwater versus chlorine. We're going to touch on all these things before he goes. Just a couple segments left. Also, passing some information on if you're out there as a consumer, if you're looking for a property in Los Gatos, single-family home, 95032 area code, or maybe you're a real estate agent, you have a client seriously looking in that area. It's a great fixer-upper, and if you want more information, contact me 408-838-9060, or you can either call or text. If you have any questions for Justin about the pool service, his services, maybe you have questions about maybe you're thinking about getting a pool, Maybe you have one, not sure about the service, the upkeep, if they're doing it right, wrong, whatever. He's here to answer those questions. You could call us 1-800-516-1220. So, Justin, one of the questions we got was, what does it cost to convert? You know, if I got full chlorine right now, what does it cost? I know it's a little involved, but what is kind of a ballpark figure it might cost someone to completely convert to salt?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends, again, like we were just talking about. But I would say, you know, between $2,500 and $5,000.
Okay.
It all depends. Once you get the cell, sometimes you could just kind of plug in the cell and then, you know, you could be off and running. However, for most of the time, I mean, it's a lot more technical than that, depending on the system and, you know, everything there. And to be honest, you know, if you have oak trees surrounding they don't do well with salt. You know,
they don't do well.
No,
oh, really?
They don't do well.
That's interesting. Why is that?
They're tough. I'm not sure. A builder told me. A builder told me one time they don't do well with salt, but yet he installed a salt cell there. So, you know, we just find that it's, you know, something in the oak leaf. I'm not sure what it is, but it is, you know, because you're going to add the salt. However, you are going to back it up with some chlorine. Right. You know, so we find ourselves adding more chlorine in pools like that. So, one of the things that happened to us not too long after we moved in, I noticed that. You know, because you have the automatic refill on your pool, right? Typically, the water just fills as it gets low. So what I noticed all of a sudden in the backyard, and we were just new. We weren't even there 2 months, I think, and it was like sopping wet all in the back part. I'm going, something's weird. What was happening is there was a leak in the pool, and it was going right out. It was going outside one of the lights. So we had to have someone. So do you? I mean, obviously that was kind of obvious after a while. You're going, what in the world is going on? The sprinklers aren't even on, and there's, you know. Right. So what are little things or things for people to keep an eye on? I mean, they're lucky they have someone like you, so you guys come in and service them and keep an eye on, so you give them updates. But what are some of the things that people should look out or kind of keep an eye out for, just general stuff around the pool, you know, in case something's going on they don't know about? Right. You know, water level is obviously the first thing.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to fluctuate depending on summertime, evaporation, usage. You know, we'll get calls that say, I think we're losing water, but yet we just had a whole classroom of kids come over and swim. Right. You know, so, and your water bills, you know, because you're right, a lot of these pools have an autofill on them, so they'll regulate themselves. However, you know, keep an eye on your bills. I know everyone has everything electronic and automatically paid. However, you know, that's where you'll be able to see. You know, it's either going to be in your irrigation, your sprinkler, you know, leaking, or in your pool. And you're right, when they do the pool testing, they come out and they dive down and check your main drains. And most of the time, it's in a light fixture. It's in your skimmer. However, there is the chance that it could get under the deck, and now you got to start drilling, and you know, then it gets expensive.
What about the material on a pool base? For instance, when we bought, the previous owners, believe me, they put a really beautiful pool in. Well, you know, you work on it every day. I think it's the Pebble Tech is the material. Is that type of material being used now more and more for ease on the body, the chemicals, the pool? Talk a little bit about that versus kind of just the plaster and different surfaces, I guess.
Sure. What you're going to get with regular plaster that's in a lot of the pools is after they do it, you know, about a month goes on, then it starts marbling. It's never going to stay just as perfect as you see it. Just with sunlight, chemicals, usage,
that makes
sense. Whatnot. However, now Pebble Tech is really changing the game in the pool industry. It lasts twice as long, right? One complaint on Pebble Tech is, you know, it's rough on your feet. Well, they made a pebble sheen. So they'll lay the Pebble Tech, they'll sand it down. Now it's smooth and you still get that look. You know, now they've come out with so many different colors. But you don't get that marbling effect, you know, and it lasts twice as long. It's going to cost you more up front, obviously. However, if you're planning on being in a house for 30 years, you know, you think about redoing it that one time, and then you should be good.
Good point. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between service companies like yourself. You guys have been extremely successful. We talked earlier. One of the things that I always appreciate when I find out about companies like yours or any others is that when you ask about marketing or where you get your business, and your comment was, you know, word of mouth and referrals, and that's a lot the way my business is too. So I'm always interested. Obviously, you guys have done an outstanding job, and that's the best form of compliment to me. A compliment is when someone can refer the business, right? But talk a little bit about what you guys do, because you guys do some things that are unique and different, and I want people to understand a little bit about the value add and some of the other services you guys have other than just plainly showing up and servicing the pool. A little bit about what you guys do and you offer.
Sure. We've done pools now for 18 years, but it's changed, right? Just like in your business, the market's changed, and we've got to keep up with time because there's another pool guy right around the corner, right? They're everywhere. So we started doing solar panel cleaning, gutter cleanouts, roof cleanouts. We've painted stores for customers. Really doing a lot more handyman stuff. And like I said, we're thinking about rebranding to Action Pool and Home Solutions. Because we've just found it so hard to try to refer somebody else and they have the time to do it, or the job's not big enough for them. Like contractors, for example, want that big job. They don't want to just come in and, fix a faucet or whatever it is. So, we were asked enough, and I kind of partnered with the solar company, and we discussed things and went over it, and now we're cleaning solars and gutters. And what's nice about that is we're really looking to become that one-stop shop. The thing about this industry is trust. I mean, right? As you know, we show up 7 a.m. You got guys going through your backyard. You want to be able to trust to know who's coming. And we've had most of our customers for all 18 years. Once they started hearing you guys do this and that, they already trust us. Some will give us the keys to their house or tell us where they hide them or wherever it is, because we've developed that. And I think the difference kind of with our company, and I can't speak, for all the opposing companies or whatever you want to call them, is, my dad started this business, and I bought into it as a part owner with him. But you see us in the backyards. We're the ones replying. We don't necessarily have a secretary that's, trying to get the message to, the owners are the ones talking to you, communicating with you. So it's really a family-ran business, which I think brings value, to our clientele. No, I think it's genius. Think about that. If you're out there, if you need a pool service, or even if you have one, you think, well, gee, I mean, you have the trust, and when you brought that to my attention earlier today, I thought, how genius is that? They already have the trust. They know you. They see you. I mean, they've been working with you for years. So why not extend those services within the yard, the area, the house, things that you guys could do to make yourself even more valuable to the consumer? Because that's really what we're all trying to do. It is. I mean, most of our businesses, where people like to think so or not, I know there's some people that I laugh. I still think they're in fantasy land. Like, well, I'm perfect and everybody loves me and nothing will ever change. But that's not the real world. The real world is all of our lives and businesses and jobs are changing, and in many different ways. And I hate to say it, but a lot of it's being commoditized. I mean, we're a commodity. When people start shopping everything, right? They all of a sudden there's a lot of people who just forget or will discount or won't even think about, well, what about the service, the relationship, what else you could do? Now, there are some people that still do that. But I think more and more, even in my business too, it's like, it doesn't matter, Joe. I realize you did all this work and you're always there, and, after the loan's closed, you'll be in touch with me. And you could talk to your blue in the face about all the stuff you do. And some people, it's like, I could save $50 by doing this over here. They'll do it. It's just, it's part of it, right? It's part of the business. It is. And we've gotten that where we've had a client, for example, for a long time, and she got a flyer in the mail, come the first of the year saying, so-and-so's pool servicing company. And they're like, can you match it? And we said, no. And they said, you won't even look at it. And I said, no. And that's not off arrogance. That's just off, we believe in what we do. We believe that we have, more to offer. And you're going to get that value in that relationship. I mean, that's really what this thing is about. You were asking me about, when people are looking to hire a pool company. To me, it's got to feel right. We don't do contracts. My dad started this when he started, and I thought it was smart. He said, we'll never do a contract, because if you don't like us in your backyard, it doesn't make sense for us to keep coming.
That's a good point.
Right? So we don't do it. I mean, we always tell people that jokingly, if you don't like us, kick us out. But I think it really comes down to that synergy and making sure that you're comfortable with who you're talking to. And then, like I said, it's, we have my oldest son and then Nathaniel. There's just 4 of us, So, I mean, it's, you just get that synergy with the customer when you meet them. A lot like business, why people travel overseas, right? For the handshake, and, they're looking and they're doing the deal, but they want to feel right when they're doing it. So it speaks truth to our industry.
No, that's a good point. It really is. So before we take another break here, and we'll do that in a minute for one last break, if you're out there, if you have any questions for Justin, maybe, again, you have a pool, you're thinking about getting a pool, it's a big responsibility, and it's a big cost associated with, too, I could tell you. Give us a call, 1-800-516-1220. That's 1-800-516-1220. Also, we're getting some information out today. There's a client that has a home in Los Gatos, 95032. It's a 4.3. It's 3,400 square feet, and it's 12,000 square foot lot approximately. He wanted me to get it out on the radio show. See if anybody's interested. Give me a call, 408-838-9060. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and finish up. If you have any calls, questions for Justin, 1-800-516-1220. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
The world is changing, and so is real estate. It's changing in ways that give consumers more control with more affordable options. So what are your options? Hi, this is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. I've been on the air educating and informing consumers for over 7 years now. I'm excited to announce that there is now a more efficient and cost-effective way to buy and sell real estate. Our team at Real Estate Radio Live is launching a new program designed to help buyers or sellers like you in real estate, lending and title. That's right, we'll coordinate the entire transaction for you. So you benefit by working with the same team, saving time and saving money. We'll guarantee you'll not only be working with the most qualified, hand-picked experts in real estate, lending, and title, but you will also save a significant amount of money in all three services as well. Act now and benefit from changing the world of real estate. Call 408-838-9060. Go to RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome back in. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. Thank you for the listeners on the radio. Thank you for those tuning in online, and thank you for those on Facebook. We appreciate you guys tuning in, interacting, giving us your feedback. It's greatly appreciated. Keep giving us that information. Today we have in studio Justin Oliver, who's with Action Pool and Spa, has been helping us, my family, for over 10 years, in the community for 18 years. We're talking about pool service, the different ins and outs, and just want to wrap things up. If you have any questions for Justin, just about another 5 or 6 minutes before we close the show out, 1-800-516-1220. Or if you're interested in this property in Los Gatos I've been talking about, you could check in and contact me, 408-838-9060. All right, so just a few minutes left, or 5 or 6, Justin, here. We talked about, the changes in technology, the salt versus chlorine, some of the different pool styles, some of what you guys do. Where do you see, you talked a little bit about already, but I always love to ask questions of people, probably because, I'm always trying to look into the future and what technology holds. But in your business, how do you see technology either changing, evolving, or like if you had to look out 3 to 5 years from now, and I'm not holding you to anything, but what types of things will technology change? Will your service? Are you guys kind of thinking, okay, as this evolves, these things may come to fruition for the customers and then for us? Have you thought about those, how that might look, or maybe not?
Well, I'm hoping they don't come out with robots that clean pools.
Robots are doing everything now. Matter of fact, you and I might be robots, right, and they just don't know the difference.
No, I mean, I'm not a tech person at all, but, I do see some things. I think you're going to see a lot more stuff on your phones.
Yep.
That will show you where your chemicals are. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow the customer to say, well, why do I need to pay for a service? However, if it's going to tell me, something's low or whatnot, I could just drive down to Leslie's or wherever that may be, add it myself, and I'm saving the money. So I see kind of a lot more of that possibly happening. But who knows? I mean, how fast technology is moving.
I would agree with you. I think more, and actually I would the way I would add to that is I see that too, but I can see maybe a consumer seeing almost real time, right? Mm-hmm. Pool's changing, or I'm getting ready for a party or something I really want to know. But instead of them, again, these people are mostly busy, have other jobs or careers. they'd be able to, in one click, notify you guys, right? Where you guys would get a text and say, hey, check the update or whatever. I could see that,
right?
Too, more of a communication that way. It's so funny, and some people would say, oh, it's a missed art, the phone call and the conversation. I mean, I understand it to a certain extent, but, right or wrong, a lot of people want to use technology, and our industry is going through it right now. You hear me talking about a lot. I know some people are probably, in our industry are not concerned, but are when I talk about the future and things and they're going to change, and also because it's a reality, right? The thing that we all know is things will change.
Right.
And if you don't understand that and try to educate yourself on it, at least prepare for it, in my opinion, I think you're missing the boat. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean we know when it's going to change. But technology, it already has, and it will continue to change our lives. So I always like to look at, what potentially all these different industries,
right?
How it may affect that. What about the technology of the actual pool and equipment, other than maybe smarter, better, more efficient? Would that be kind of
Well, I've been asked by customers on our route, when the solar pumps are going to come out.
Interesting. Okay.
I always say, hey, why don't you invent it?
There you go.
It'll be set. So, I think we'll see that. It's funny when you're talking about evolving and everything changing. In 2008, we always go back to 2008 when things crashed.
Right.
And, the one thing I always say about our business is I really feel like it's recession-proof. And the reason I say that is because you touched on it, how busy everybody is, right? It sounds great to do your own pool until you have to come home from work, interact with the kids, then go drive to Leslie's, figure out the science experiment, come home and add it, and then do it. Usually people try that, and then the phone starts ringing. But however, like you were saying, with technology and how fast things move here, I don't know. That's kind of why we've evolved to doing different things.
That's a good idea.
Try to stay one step ahead and offer a service, outside of just swimming pools.
Right. And how do you guys? So I'm assuming that the access to these properties are probably all different, all over to different place, right? I mean, some is just easy walk into the backyard. I mean, do you guys deal with any kind of locking systems and things like that to access the yards?
No, just a lot of padlocks, a lot of key locks now.
Okay.
The bigger commercial ones, we have the keys, just to scan and unlock and get through the doors. But, most of it, I mean, people they're putting locks and changing gates and gate codes and all that stuff. But
okay. Well, I have a little less than 2 minutes, so real quickly, if someone is out there, they're looking for a new service, or maybe they're not happy with their existing service, what are some of just a couple of things, say, look out for? Interview the people, questions asked, real quickly.
Yeah, I would say, again, just, ask them the questions you want to ask, see how they answer it, and really have that synergy between, the company and yourself, if you feel comfortable with it. You'll get a lot of guys that will come out there and just say, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll leave. Yeah. And I always say that like anything, whether it's my wife and I hiring a service industry of some sort, do you just feel comfortable? Do you feel like they know what they're talking about? And referrals. Ask for referrals. If you have guys that want to shy away from it, maybe that's not your best bet. But if you asked us for referrals, we'd definitely send you over some names.
All right, unfortunately, we're out of time. Justin, thanks. Been a great show, a lot of good information. If you want more information, go to reradiolive.com. Again, if you want to contact me during the week, 408-838-9060, or email joe@reradiolive.com. Thank you all for tuning in today. Have a great afternoon. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Take care.
You've been listening to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's program, visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Tune in, log in, download our podcast. Discover more at reradiolive.com. reradiolive.com.